One meal a day, also known as OMAD, has been an absolute game changer for my weight loss journey. It helped me break through a 2-year-long weight loss plateau, and it helped me achieve major milestones on my weight loss journey, such as making it to Wonderland and getting to 100 pounds down. I've lost a total of 113 pounds on my weight loss journey. I started my weight loss journey at 282 pounds. I was morbidly obese. And honestly, when you get to a point of morbid obesity, your body is so messed up in terms of how it processes things. Your hormones are out of whack. Your body tends to hold on to more fat cells and what have you. And I feel like intermittent fasting in the form of OMAD and OMAD in general has helped me break through that. Not only OMAD, but keto. I've also used keto as a tool on my weight loss journey because I believe that I had very resistant weight loss. I had very resistant weight on me. It was very difficult for me to lose weight until I learned the power of metabolic switching. Metabolic switching is basically switching from using glucose as energy to using fatty acid derived ketones as energy. That is the process of metabolic switching. So it depends on using ketones as energy. And in order to get ketones, your body needs to break down fat. The process of breaking down fat is the process of using ketone for energy, which is why I think fasting and keto and all these other methods of losing weight have helped people in the past. Now, I am an advocate of counting calories. I strongly believe you need to use the power of both. You need to use the power of being in a calorie deficit while making that metabolic switch. It will make weight loss an absolute joke. And there's multiple ways you can do a metabolic switch, but the 3 main ways are basically you can do an ice plunge, or you can do hypoxic breathing methods. So basically where you're in like simulating a low oxygen environment, or you can use fasting. So today I'm going to talk about how you can maximize weight loss using this 1 meal a day eating window. I have had the most success with 1 meal a day, also known as OMAD, and now let me just clarify this for everybody. OMAD is just a tool to help keep you in a calorie deficit. Not only that, there's benefits with the fasting and the metabolic switching that happens when you use fasting as a tool to help you lose weight. So that is what I'm doing. I'm combining all of the powers of weight loss to keep this weight off and to get to my goal weight of 155 pounds. This fasting window has been pivotal on my OMAD journey. It's just been so helpful. Are you ready for it? This fasting window is the 22 to 23 hour fasting window. Now, why is it so powerful? Because at 22 to 23 hours of fasting, you are well into autophagy. Autophagy starts off at 17 hours of fasting. And autophagy is basically the process of our body detoxifying cells. Now, there are other ways you can get into autophagy. You can get into autophagy through exercise, but there's a hierarchy of autophagy, and I'm going to talk about that quickly. You'll get the most autophagy, number 1, with dry fasting. Then number 2, with regular fasting, water fasting, prolonged fasting, so anything 24 hours and above. And then I would say you get good amount of autophagy with OMAD fasting or alternate day fasting, as you're fasting for about 36 hours with the alternate day fasting, and then OMAD is about 22 to 23 hours. So that's the autophagy hierarchy. I hate it when people are like, well, you can get autophagy with exercise, but it's not as powerful as with fasting. And the power of autophagy is that it helps detoxify your cells. And this is important because earlier on I talked about how a lot of us who are obese, or a lot of us who have stubborn fat to lose, we have resistance to that. And what's going on in there? There is this concept called obesogens. Now, obesogens are chemicals in the environment that promote obesity by increasing the formation of fat cells, by altering metabolic set points, and by impacting hormones that control appetite. Now the key word is that they promote obesity. They don't directly cause obesity. Obesity is caused by consuming an excess of calories, but what obesogens do is that they increase our body's ability to store fat more than usual. Now when you're obese and overweight, you're already a hot soup of toxins because a lot of toxins in the environment are lipophilic. A lot of obesogens are lipophilics. Lipophilic means they love fat. They're fat loving, they're fat soluble. An example of obesogens are estrogens, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, and these things that I'll put on the screen here. They're found in our clothing, they're found in our pots and pans, they're found in plastics. So if you can avoid using plastics and using things like glass, it would be beneficial. But I just want to mention obesogens because the power of fasting is that it helps you detoxify. Now, I told you, autophagy starts at 17 hours of fasting, and that's when your body starts detoxing its cells. So I feel like the power of OMAD and prolonged fasting is that it combines the fighting of getting rid of those like obesogens and toxins within our bodies, because when our body's toxic, it's not going to operate properly. Our hormones are not going to operate properly. And I feel like fasting for 22 to 23 hours a day gives you a solid amount of autophagy per day, and that autophagy amount compounds over time. Now let's get into ketosis. Ketosis starts at around 13 to 15 hours of fasting, depending on where you get your signs from. But again, when you do OMAD and you're fasting an OMAD style fast, you are getting into ketosis, which again, you're making that metabolic switch. That metabolic switch is happening and your body is going in there and it is going to use fat as fuel via ketones. So I've always had success with this method. Again, you also want to count your calories. Now, to maximize the power of weight loss while eating one meal a day, it just kind of happens. Once you get fully adapted to this style of eating, you crush your hunger. I know it's hard to believe, but give it a chance. Give it like 3 weeks to a month of solid 1 meal a day fasting and you will crush your hunger. Your body just gets routine with it. And an easier way to do it is through Keto OMAD. I'm on Keto OMAD right now. Keto OMAD is how I lost the majority of my weight, and I'm going back to what started it all to help me get out of my weight loss rut that I've been struggling with. But the power of OMAD is that when you make that metabolic switch and you've done it for so long, I did OMAD consistently for 10 months. I did Keto OMAD consistently for about 8 to 9 months, and I made the switch a little bit later on in my journey. But when you do it that consistently, you get to a point where your body is opposite, where your body creates a new lower set point weight. I know when I was stuck at 220 pounds for 2 years, that was the plateau I was dealing with. My set point weight was 220 pounds and it was just stuck there. And I had to alter that through doing things like fasting. Intermittent fasting really was the cure to that in the form of OMAD, because I ballooned up to 229 pounds after getting into the car accident, getting all depressed and binging my feelings away. So I feel now that OMAD has made my set point weight lower, and I want to keep getting it lower because I'm still technically at an overweight BMI, and I want to get my set point weight to a healthy BMI, which will be 155 pounds. So yeah, that is the power of 1 meal a day and using that fast. And what I love about the 22 to 23 hour fast is that it gives you less chance to mess up as you're getting adapted to OMAD, and you pretty much get pretty well satiated within eating within an hour to 2 hour eating window. Now the rule with OMAD is that the shorter the eating window, the more you'll maximize your weight loss potential. And I highly recommend coupling it with Keto OMAD. Please don't look at it as a sacrifice, and please don't think of it as harder. It's actually easier to lose weight on Keto OMAD than it is to lose weight with carbohydrates, because for some reason carbohydrates gets all that cravings. It depends on what carbohydrates you consume, of course. If you're consuming things like oatmeal and more whole food kind of carbs, it shouldn't do that. But when you get to the satiating carbs, it can make it tricky. But yeah, there's my little spiel on 1 meal a day fasting and how to maximize your weight loss journey with it. If you enjoyed this video, just drop in a bunch of green heart emojis, and I hope I'm helping you out on your journey, guys. We got this. There is a challenge coming in September, so hang in there. And I know summer is a hard time to lose weight. It's a hard time to maintain that weight loss. It truly is. But fall is around the corner, and fall is when I really got elevated on my weight loss journey. That's when I really saw a transformation happen. So let's make it happen. Let's lose this weight and keep it off. The most important thing about OMAD is learning how to transition off of it so you are able to keep that weight off. That is the key. I do have a few videos on that. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.